When you look at Georgia with that combination of that power running game and that play action pass, how much does this put on your guys in terms of having to kind of be cognizant of all those things?
You got to be. I mean, it's like, to me, the two premier running teams in this conference and in the country, Alabama and Georgia. Georgia now got, the stable of back with, Gurley being the best running back you'll ever see in it. And in the last 5 or 10 years I've been coaching. Really fantastic player, catches the ball, does everything. And then they happen to have 2 young guys that are just as talented for their future. And so our emphasis has been that we've got to tackle them, got to run fit, got to run fit, got to run fit. And then when the day of reckoning comes, you got to make those plays and tackle those guys one-on-one.
In terms of that too, with the play action, it looks like since Rick and Bobo have been there, they've always had. Yeah. That's been a huge part of that offense. How good are they at that?
They're very good. And the fact they utilize their tight end as good as anybody you'll see. And the tight end is a huge part. Ever since Bobo been there, the tight end has always been a huge part of their passing game, and it keeps you honest. They got really good receivers out on the perimeter. They're not afraid to go one-on-one, isolate the corners, and throw the ball up deep, trying to get you in some type of too high where they can keep pounding you with their run game. But they're as good as we're going to face as far as, running the ball and then off the run, the deep play action.
AJ seems to have responded well to all the coaches' challenges over the last year or so.
Yeah.
Do you feel like Saturday's a big challenge?
Yeah, because this is his kind of football game. It's an old school smash mouth. We call it double chin strap this week. Line up and let's go play. And, for us, it's going to be about us executing and also being able to run fit and all the different looks and all the different run schemes that they have. They do as good a job as anybody in America on scheming you. But the thing about us is we got to be focused, see the formations, know where to fit, and then when I say it again, a day of reckoning come, you got to be able to tackle them in space.
The run game is different from the run games you faced in the first 3 games.
Yeah, because it's all been one back. Everybody else in the country are spread. So, the old saying, spread makes teams soft because you don't get a chance to see the 2-back pound, the stretch, the power, the counter, and they do it all. They do it all. They line up in 2 backs. Sometimes they got 3 backs, and they do a lot out of it. And then to keep you honest, they'll throw the ball up deep to the tight end, up deep to the Z's and the X's. So they do a lot, as far as, making you tough at the point of attack. It's old school smash mouth football.
Are they more physical at the line of scrimmage?
Then you're going to see. Yeah, you're going to be very physical because the fullback, in our opinion, best fullback we've faced. Best one I've seen since I've been here. Really good back, really good, solid blocker, really good runner, plays well in space. He's an NFL guy in our opinion with the Hicks kid. And then there's the other guy that plays with him. They do a great job of blocking linebackers, blocking the perimeter. And, if you blitz, they have a really canny ability to, play through the trash and find their block locations.
With Gurley, what's the biggest thing that kind of just sets him apart and makes him so special? What's just the biggest thing?
It's just the power. It's the power and the speed that go with it. They're looking a lot of times to, isolate a corner. And, him one-on-one with a defensive back is a mismatch. And then again, you see guys try to take angles and he outrun their angles. And then guys try to come in and hit him low, and he's very strong on the lower extremities of his body. Great vision. He knows when to cut it back, knows when to tuck it and run, knows when to shake. He does it all. He can give you shake like a little back. He can give you power like a big back, and then he gives you speed, again, like a smaller back.
How comfortable are y'all in terms of identifying who maybe those 3rd and 4th linebackers are going to be when you face those Wham teams, in terms of obviously maybe AJ and Jalen would be 2 of them,
right?
But finding who else goes with.
Yeah, you want big and strong. This is an old school game where you want to be big, strong, and really physical, and that's what we think of. A kid like Jakob Johnson is going to be a really good player, and give AJ a couple plays for rest. We don't lose much when he comes in because he is that big, strong linebacker that you're looking for that can play in the game like that. And then you got Bates, behind Maben, that can give us a relief if Maben needs a breather.
And obviously, not getting too much into scheme, but with Kurt at linebacker, is this the kind of game?
His kind of game.
Linebacker?
Yeah, no doubt. It's his kind of game. He's playing Sam linebacker for us, and him and the King kid are our 1 and 2 Sam backers, and they do a good job at the point of attack. And this is going to be really a big challenge for those guys because they do a lot with the formations. And for those guys, playing in space, taking on the fullback, it's going to be a challenge for them this week.
We know AJ is going to do what AJ does. Clearly, it seems like Jalen Reeves-Maben is a guy who has to have a big game this weekend, helping that and supporting that run game. How key is it for Maben to continue to step forward?
Yeah, Maben's really smart. And one of our creeds is based on, we want linebackers that are tough and smart, and he's the epitome of being a smart player. God, he's smart. And he lines up, he's be exactly where he's supposed to be. Then he's really good at tackling now. So for us this weekend, it's going to be getting off blocks. That's going to be our number one challenge. Can we get off blocks and then make a play on the running back? And that's where people are going wrong. Trying to get off running backs, or trying to get off linemen, 300-pound linemen, and then stick your arm out on a 230-pound running back. You got to be able to do that. And so Maven has done a good job all week long of, playing with his hands and then playing with really good eye discipline. So for him, I'm looking for a big game from him, as well as AJ and as well as Kurt Majid.
Stopping their run game this week, does that come from the linemen doing their job, standing up their guys, and then you guys coming up and making the plays?
It's everybody. I mean, it takes 11 guys to play in a run fit, with 21 personnel and what they doing, it creates a lot of challenges. That fullback can be anywhere, and guys got to fit them. Got to fit all the plays, And for us, again, our linemen got to hold. If they're a B-gap player, they got to be in the B-gap. If you're an A-gap player, you got to hold the A-gap. So again, the theme for all week is, every man does his job, one play at a time. Don't overdo it. Just handle yours, and when the time comes for you to make a play, make the plays that you're supposed to make.
AJ seems to like the bigger the stage, the better he seems to play. Is this a challenge he's looking forward to, playing against guys like Gurley?
Yeah, I think so, because again, it's not a perimeter game. There's no secrets. You know where the ball is going. You know who's getting it. Now it's who's the better man. Clemson was in it for a minute. Up into the third quarter. It was going down for down, play for play. And then at some point, they just said, okay, we're going to get in 21 and 31 personnel and pound you to death. And that's what they did. And big play after big play. And decided not to throw the ball again after the third quarter. That's what they can do. They don't have to throw it if they don't want to. It's one of the best running backs you're going to see in college football, best running games you'll see in college football.